No, we're holding in the midst of the chasana, the grand chasana of the Frierdiker Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, who actually got married to the daughter of the Rebbe Rashab's cousin, if I'm not mistaken, Rav Avram Schneerson, and therefore it's a very joyous time. Besides the fact that we're in the month of Elul, and it's already a joyous time because the king is with us here in the field, in the material world on a revealed basis. But it's a time to make a l'chaim, and we'll make a bracha, and everyone's invited to join with the l'chaim in their respective places. Baruch ato Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam beirei pri hagofen.
Amen. Amen. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen. Shehakol, you're drinking vodka, Rebbetzin.
No.
What other l'chaim can you make a shahakol on? Not vodka, whiskey. Not bad.
Iraq.
It's yellow.
He's Moroccan. Iraq.
Iraq. Yes. We have to remember our roots, where we come from. L'chaim, levrocha. And if we're already mentioning the simchas, so we have the simcha of the bris milah of the Kaplan family, of the grandson of Rav Yisrael Ber, and his Rebbetzin. I always don't pronounce it right. Resha.
No, Chaya Rasha.
Chaya Rasha.
Rasha.
Okay. Huh?
Reish Aleph Shin Aleph.
Reish Aleph Shin Aleph. So that's Resha or Rasha. I don't like to say that, to pronounce it that way. I guess maybe there are Chassidim that don't pronounce it that way, but whatever you say. And we want to wish them that they should raise their grandson and their children should raise the grandson to Torah Chuppah Maisim Tevim. We also want to mention the simcha of last night. There was the vort, the engagement party of one of my nephews, the son of my sister, from the Gorin family from Kfar Chabad. He was engaged with Avram Mordechai is his name. He's named after my father, with his kala Shena Gedaliahu of Netanya. L'chaim levrocha. And there are many things that are going on, but it's important to mention, because this is what I was told at home now, that it is Yud Gimel. It was Yud Gimel in Chutz La'aretz. It's still Yud Gimel, the 13th of Elul. And it's the day of the Hilulah, the day of the passing of the Ben Ish Chai.
Wow.
One of the great rabbis in Bavel in Iraq. Later on, he came to Eretz Yisrael, and on the 5th of Menachem Av, so he went and he had a great revelation at the Tzion, the burial place of the help me out. He was the head warrior of Shlomo HaMelech. By Beria. Come on.
Ben Yehoyada.
Ben Yehoyada, right. What's his first name? Benayahu. Benayahu ben Yehoyada. Thank you. Yishar Koyach Rebbetzin. And here he had the revelation of Benayahu himself, Benayahu ben Yehoyada, who was a great warrior, but in those days the heads of the army were great tzaddikim, because it took the holiness of the tzaddikim in order to give the army itself, the physical army, to wage war and to be victorious in the war. So it's told that he had the revelation of Benayahu ben Yehoyada, and Benayahu ben Yehoyada told the Ben Ish Chai, Rav Yosef, uh, he told him that he is a spark of Benayahu ben Yehoyada. His neshama comes from Benayahu ben Yehoyada, and therefore he should take this under consideration. And in the process of the future, as he started to write his books, the Ben Ish Chai, he wrote all his books hinting to the great tzaddik Benayahu ben Yehoyada. The different names of the books were hinted to the great Benayahu ben Yehoyada. And since his schus is going for us, and he was the one that was the leader of the army of Shlomo Melech, so definitely there's no question that we should have the complete and immediate victory in all the wars that we're that we're running in the south, in the north, all the way to Persia, Iran, and overseas, wherever it might be in the world. We should have
in the skies, in Shamayim,
in the heavenly realms as well. We should have a complete victory, and should be on a good and revealed basis, in a manner of menuchas hanefesh and menuchas haguf, the peace and tranquility of the soul and the body. In other words, we shouldn't be under any pressure. We shouldn't have any tension. We should be able to go on to continue to study Hashem's Torah and to observe Hashem's mitzvahs in a more tranquil manner, even more than we were till now. And this brings us finally to the saying of the L'chaim in honor of this week, tomorrow night. Here in Israel, it's already tomorrow night because we're already the 14th here in Eretz Yisrael, is the Hisyasdus, the founding of the Yeshiva, the famed and renowned Tomchei Temmimim Yeshiva, the Chabad Yeshiva, that we'll be hearing a few words about as well. And the Rebbe Rashav, Rab Sholem Dovber of Lubavitch, founded the yeshiva in Lubavitch. And not only was this an exclusive yeshiva, due to the fact that the Rebbe Rashav said there are enough yeshivas in the world. At that time, it wasn't that there weren't yeshivas. There were many yeshivas, as a matter of fact. And there were many Bachurim that sat and studied Torah. But this was an exclusive yeshiva, and it was the first of its kind that incorporated the study of Hasidic philosophy during the day for a few hours in the morning and in the evening, together with the study of Nigla of Torah, the revealed facets of the Torah, such as the Mishnah and the Talmud and the Poskim, the halachic sources, in a manner that they were infused and they were merged one with the other. They weren't two separate realms, they were merged into one entity. And this was something that was a chidush, even in Lubavitch, even in Chabad, because there were yeshivas in Chabad before the Rebbe Rashab established Tomchei Temmimim. The Alter Rebbe had a yeshiva, and it was a very well-known yeshiva. People would come from far in order to go into here and to see the outstanding Torah scholars of the Rebbe, of the Alter Rebbe's yeshiva. The Mittler Rebbe, the Alter Rebbe's son, had a yeshiva, and the Tzemach Tzedek had a yeshiva. But it was never in a manner that it practiced this merge and this infusion of Nigla, the revealed facets of the Torah, and Hasidic philosophy, Torah Hasidut, and this was for a specific purpose. The Rebbe Rashab comes and tells us the purpose of this is that first and foremost there will be not just yeshiva students in the world, because they, like we said before, there were already yeshiva students, but there will be soldiers. And these students of Tomchei Temmimim, each one was a soldier, not just a yeshiva student. And the role of the soldier was to be a soldier, Chayole Beis David, the soldiers of the house of David. And the sole purpose of the soldiers of the house of David was, and still is, the bringing of Moshiach Tzidkenu, the bringing of the Hilulah, the revelation of the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach, Teichef from Yad Mamish on a good and revealed basis. L'chaim Ulevracha, it should be Teichef from Yad Mamish, and immediately after L'chaim, we'll follow with a joyous nigun in honor of the day of the wedding of the Frierdiker Rebbe and the Sheva Brachas. Actually, it's also the Sheva Brachas of the Rebbe Rashab, because Rav Shalom Dovber of Lubavitch got married on the 11th of Elul, and his son, the Rebbe Rav Yosef Yitzchok, got married on the 13th of Elul. One last thing before I want to remember, the 13th of Elul is also the wedding anniversary of my dear brother Daniel Yerachmiel with his Rebbetzin Chaya Pesia, and they are on shlichus in Australia, in Sydney, Australia. L'chaim levrocha. Everyone should have all their heart's wishes fulfilled for the good. The main thing with the revelation of the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach, Teichef miyad mamish. L'chaim levrocha. Yechi adeleinu Moreno v'Rabbeinu Melech Ha'Moshiach Chai v'Kayim Lo'elam Voed.
Amen. And the Mazel Tov that you announced in the email of the Hamers.
Yeah. Wait, their grandson was granddaughter. What was her? I forgot what she was named.
Hold on a minute.
Miriam, I think Miriam, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll check.
But if it's another name, so it's a Mazel Tov anyway, no doubt. And here and now we'll go for
Devora.
a Nigun Simcha.
Devora.
Devera. Maybe two names? Only
Nope.
one. Want to mention that the women can also clap. The men can sing and clap. I can't clap at the time I'm playing guitar, but all together. Kel kalo ay 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 mero yishoma mi areiudo vechutz Yerushalayim kel sasek kel simchon kel chosom kel kalo mero yishoma mi areiudo vechutz Yerushalayim kel sasek kel simchon kel chosom kel kalo ay la la. Mazel Tov. It's always good that we have the factor of Simcha, because Simcha is Peiretz Geder. It breaks through all barriers, all limitations, and this is what the teaching of Hasidus tells us. It breaks through the barriers of Golus, of exile, and even the barriers of the hidden and concealed Hilulah, redemption, that we find ourselves in till this moment. At least the next moment is going to be different, but to this moment And it all breaks through these barriers. We wanted to mention in the course of the preparations towards the grooming, so to speak, of the Frierdiker Rebbe. Even though he was born to the Rebbe Rashab, he also had to be prepared in the channels of nature. And it's told that in the summer before the Frierdiker Rebbe got married, he was walking through. He was having a stroll with the Rebbe Rashab, and the Rebbe Rashab. It was a beautiful day, and there was a wind that was blowing, and they saw straw flying or blowing in the air, and at that point, the Rebbe Rashab, Rav Shalom Dov Ber of Lubavitch, told the Frierdiker Rebbe that he should know that in regard to the straw that's blowing now in the wind, it's not just something haphazard, and it's not just by coincidence, but this is already something that was prepared. This happening of the straw blowing through in the wind was something that was prepared thousands of years ago. And the Rebbe Rashab told him it was from if I'm not mistaken, the Machashova Keduma De'ak, one of the highest levels of Hashemliness in the course of the creation. These straws that you saw blowing in through the air were all prepared thousands and thousands of years ago from the beginning of creation. And this the Rebbe Rashab stressed in regard to the concept of Hashgocha Protis, of divine providence. Then they continued to stroll, and all of a sudden, the Frierdiker Rebbe, without, perhaps not consciously, he plucked a leaf off a tree, and he crumbled it, and he threw it. And then again, he reached up and plucked another leaf off a tree, and he crumbled it, and again he threw it to the ground. All of a sudden, the Rebbe Rashab looked at him and stopped him, and then he told him that the Ari HaKadosh, our local tzaddik here in Tzfas, the holy Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, teaches in the writings of the Ari, in Kisvei Ari, that every single part of the creation has a nitzitz eloki, has a godly spark, and that every single leaf has a nitzitz of a neshama. It has a spark of a soul, and that spark of the soul comes down, and it engarms itself within the leaf in order to receive a tikkun, to receive a rectification. Through the fact that during the time that the neshama was here in this world, it didn't come up to fulfill its entire shlichus, its entire mission here in this world, and therefore every single leaf has. This is incredible. Every single leaf has a nitzitz of a neshama, has a spark of a soul, and then the Rebbe Rashab comes and tells him, how can you be so indifferent to a soul that is brought down from the heavenly realms in order to fulfill its mission by just plucking it off the tree, crumpling it, and throwing it to the ground? The Frierdiker Rebbe says that from that time on, he had unbelievably strengthened his awareness of every single part of the creation, and how much more so in regard to the concept of hashgocha protis, of divine providence, in every single thing that he sees and hears. The wedding of that year took place in the month of Elul, as we know, the 13th of Elul, and then I think the Goyish date is 1892, if I'm not mistaken. But can't hear you. But at the Chasana, at the Sheva Brachas, the the Rebbe Rashab made an announcement that he's going to make a very moving announcement in a few days. It's going to be, the wedding took place on Friday, and the Rebbe Rashab said he's going to make the announcement on the 15th, which will be Sunday. Sunday came, and the Rebbe Rashab made the announcement of the founding of Tomchei Temmimim. As we mentioned before, the yeshiva is called Tomchei Temmimim, the supporter of those that are complete, or those that are pure, and the students of the yeshiva are called Temmimim. In other words, those that are complete or pure. The completion, the Rebbe Rashab explained, has to do with the fact that they, like we mentioned, they infuse and they merge between the revealed facets of the Torah and the inner dimensions of the Torah, which is the teachings of Hasidic philosophy. And they don't do it just by taking classes in Talmud and taking classes in Maimorim, Hasidic discourses, but they literally merge it in a manner that this is part and parcel of their everyday life, and this is what they also live their lives by, and especially with the purpose, with the tachlis of finally bringing about the victory of the soldiers of King David, the Chayoli Beis David, and the bringing of Moshiach Tzidkenu, the bringing of our righteous Redeemer, the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach, as we know today. That wasn't mentioned then, at least not on a overt basis, but this is exactly what we're talking about, and this is what we are celebrating this week, tomorrow night, which is going to be the Oral Yom Revi, the beginning of Wednesday. And here the Rebbe Rashab also, in the middle of the Sheva Brachas later on, this was already on Chai Elul, the Rebbe Rashab also connected it with the Baal Shem Tov HaKodesh. And the Rebbe Rashab, at the beginning, the Chassidim sang a very joyous nigun, and afterwards the Rebbe Rashab said that they should sing the famous nigun of the Rav Michal of Zlotchever, Yechiel Michal of Zlotchev, and this is the nigun that the Baal Shem Tov gave the name to. The name Hiserus Rachamim Rabim, the awakening of great mercy. And this is the nigun that the Baal Shem Tov asked to have sung at the time of his passing. And when the Hasidim sung, beforehand, the Baal Shem Tov went and gave a notification that anyone at any situation that he might be in, spiritual situation, wherever he might be in the world, if the person goes and sings this nigun with the arousing of tshuva, with the arousing of the return to Hashem, so wherever the Baal Shem Tov pointed to himself, wherever I will be, in whatever hall, whatever chamber, and there are many spiritual chambers up in the heavenly realms, the Baal Shem Tov said, wherever I will be, I will hear him, that person that is singing. It could be a her also, as far as that's concerned. And I will join in with the person singing the nigun, and I will arouse Rachamim Rabim, I will arouse great mercy on the soul of this person. And it's a well-known thing. I was listening today from a class, a shir from Rabbi Majeski of Crown Heights. It's a well-known thing that there are malachim, there are angels that transport the prayers of human beings, of people down here in this material, mundane world, up to the heavens and up to the ears, per se, of the neshamas, of the souls that are up in heaven. And this is exactly what the Baal Shem Tov was talking about. I think in order to at least we should have one more nigun. This is a nigun that we won't play with music, with the guitar. It's a nigun that comes from the heart. So we'll sing it without klezmer, without musical instruments. The nigun of Rav Yechiel Michal of Zlotchev, Hisayrus Rachamim Rabim, L'chaim U'Levrocha. And from this nigun, as the Baal Shem Tov mentioned, and as the Rebbe Rashav mentioned in the name of the Baal Shem Tov, the Eibishter should hear in the upper realms and in the lower realms, here with us. He should hear our prayers, and he should arouse great mercy upon us and upon himself, because we are part of him. And he should bring already the revelation of the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach, and it should be on a good and revealed basis, with happiness and joy of the heart, with tranquility of the body and the soul. And the main thing, teichef umiyad, mamish, immediately now. L'chaim levrocha. Yichi Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu, HaMelech HaMoshiach, Chai v'Kayim, Lo Olam V'Oed. L'chaim.
Yichi Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu, Melech HaMoshiach, Lo Olam V'Oed.
Amen. The nigun begins as follows, and everyone obviously is invited to join in, the men at least. Ay la da yedam, ay la da yo yedam, ay la da ma oh la da yedam. Ma Tani ay la da yedam. Tani ma yedam. Tani ay la da yedam. Tani ma yedam. Tani ay la da yedam. Oh, la da yamam. Tani ay yedam. Tani ay la da Taniya oh yedam. Taniya Taniya Yeriya yenada yedam. Taniya ladam Taniya oh yedam. Taniya oh ladam. Taniya oh yenada yedam. Taniya oh yedam. Taniya oh yedam. Taniya Hi ladam, ahoy ladam, taniya ladam, taniya yenam. Taniya ahoy ladam. Taniya ahoy ladam No. It's a very moving nigun. It arouses many feelings, many memories, because every single one of us, every single soul, has memories of this nigun. And it, for last and foremost, it should arouse the revelation of the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach, Teichef miyad, immediately, mamish, in true actuality, Teichef miyad mamish now. Amen. Yechi Adonenu Moreinu v'Rabbeinu HaMelech HaMoshiach Chai v'Kayom le'olam voed. Amen.